Remember, we have said that there are three elements of Power BI. We have Power BI Desktop, we have Power BI Mobile, and we have Power BI Service, right? And Power BI Desktop is what we use to create reports. We don't use the Power BI Service, neither do we use Power BI Report Builder or Power BI for mobile. We use Power BI Desktop to create reports, right? And the goal here is to build visually compelling, interactive, and user-friendly reports that will then help stakeholders to make data-driven decisions. Right. So the topics that we'll be focusing here will be choosing and configuring the right visual for your data, report layout and design principles, as well as accessibility. Then things like cross-filtering, drill down, drill through, slicers, filters, pen, bookmarks, etc. Right? Then, if time permits, we'll then proceed to the advanced analytics like forecasting, what if clustering. Right? Yeah. So on creating the reports, um, choosing the right visual is important because it determines whether the insights are immediately obvious or completely hidden. Right? So the types of visualizations available in Power BI include the bar or column chart, which are mostly used for comparing categories, whereby maybe you can say sales by product, sales by region, etc. Then there's the scatter chart, which shows correlations and outliers. And in this case, you'll be plotting maybe two different variables, and you would want to see how they are correlated. Then there's this basic, the table or matrix visual that is suitable for detailed multi-attribute data, right? Where you drag the columns, right? Then the data will be displayed in rows in column format. Then we have this one, slicer, which is used for controlled filtering, right? Where you can filter per month, per year, per product, per region, etc. Right? Or even per date range. Then there's a line and area chart that is used mostly to show the trends over time, right? Where you can show maybe monthly revenue trends over time by month, by year, by quarter, etc. Right? Then you all other visuals like donuts or pie chart that is suitable for part to whole, right? Where you can break down variables or a variable into parts, right? And you want to show maybe sales revenue by regions. You show maybe for 5 regions, and it's recommended to make use of a donut or pie chart where there are maximum slices. If it exceeds that, then you have to look for a different visual. What you are saying here is a well-designed report tells a story, right? And a poor design hides even a good insights that are available there, right? So it's important for you to design well your report, otherwise it will hide the obvious insights, right? So the aspects that are very important here include the layout and hierarchy, right? And on this one we are saying you have to make sure that you place the most important KPI on the top left, right, in an F pattern reading, right? Using consistent spacing, right? For example, that's 0.3 between elements, and make sure that in most cases you group related visuals together, right? And making sure that white space is not wasted, and most importantly, make sure that the visuals are not cluttered per page, and it's best to limit the visuals to 5 to 7 visuals per page. And in case your visuals exceed that, you need to show them. You can then make use of things like bookmarks. You can make things like um, draw through pages where you can navigate to even the finer details, instead of including a number of visuals on a page. Then there's that draw through pages where you can navigate from one page even into the finer details of the data, and you can return back automatically, right? Then moving on to the I think the bookmarks and navigations. I talked about this. Then there's that conditional formatting, right? Which is available only for table and matrix visuals. Mark that is available for table and matrix visuals, and this one allows you to do like what we do in Excel to apply background color, data bars, icon sets, um, font color, etc. Right? Then there's that slicers and shooters, right, which are visible on page and they are user controlled. And these ones they can be hidden where you can lock the filters so that the users cannot see the filters that you've applied to that page. But otherwise, if you don't hide, then the users will be able to see the filters that you've applied on a page. Alright, and those filters can be synchronized across various pages, and you can set those settings to then make sure that if the filters are applied on one page, they are also applied on other pages. That is a cross filtering in Power BI. So now let's try to get into practical. On visualization in Power BI, we are going to apply some of the design principles that we have discussed. But I'm going to start off with the visualizations, how to visualize our data from the scratch so that we can understand. Right? I think maybe I'm going to assume that you have watched the previous video on introduction to DAX, where we have calculated all these measures that we have here. I've demonstrated how to calculate these measures, right? I've said you can do this total sales, right? Which is an iterator where you use the sum x instead of using this, right? Like what? Sum, right? In the iterator function, we have said that one will iterate for every row and it will multiply the price and what? And the quantity. Maybe before we proceed, I need to add one additional measure for profit. I need to add one additional measure for profit so that we can be good to go. So I'm going to name this one profit, right? And the profit, we know that our profit is I'm going to use this I'll use calculate, right? Okay, let me not use calculate for now. Let me just use that sum x function to avoid confusion, right? So I'm going to use the sum x function that we have said, and here let me paste this formula here. We are going to say profit is equal to, right, sum x. Then we say the table name is all sales. Then what am I going to do here? I'm going to say for each row I need to say price times quantity, then minus related product, what? Cost, right? So here I will access the cost for that product using the related function, because that one will link us to the cost, because the cost is not immediately available in the all sales table. The cost is available in the products table, so I access it using the related function, right? So there I'll put my closing parenthesis, right? Then I'll do this, and I'll have my measure here, and if I try to select like this, I can now see what is the value of my profit, right? It's around 16 something, right? Then on decimal places, I need to round this one to 2 decimal places to avoid issues. Then I'm also going to round this one to 2 decimal places. Instead of auto, you go there, you say 2 decimal places, right? So this is what we have here, right? So I'm going to start with the card visuals, right? I'm going to start with the card visuals to demonstrate how to make use of those, right? So a card visual is a visual that we use to show the metrics. Usually the basic card visual is used to show single metrics, right? or those KPIs. We make use of those card visuals, right? Here I've just refreshed so that I can see this. In case it's not visible, what we just do is go to the three dots there, then you say what, restore default visuals. It will be displayed, right? So I'm speaking about that one, that card, right? If I select it here, I need to display my all those metrics, right? That will show maybe success or the key performance indicators of this one. And in this case, I'm going to select the total sales, right? Let me just make sure this one is selected correctly. Yeah, that one is calculated correctly, right? Yeah. So now that we have those measures, I'm going to select that total sales, right? Now you can see that this is what I have, right? I can format that. That card, and to format, you go to format your visual here, right? Then here on visual level formats, you can do things like font type. Go there, I need to select the Lucida Sans, and maybe I change from this 24 to 18. For now, let me change to 15, right? Yeah, it's changing. Then display units, do I need millions? I think it's okay, but you could change this one to thousands or to billions, millions, etc, right? Then here on the also, let me just leave it on, on auto, so that it can change automatically in case I've placed the filters, right? If I leave it on auto, it will be something like this, right? Then on the number of decimal places, I need to show 2, right? Maybe let me put 1, right? It will be displayed like this, right? And that is what we have here. Then on the font color, you can change. On the category label, you can turn off or on, right? But here let's turn on so that we can see. And on that one, we can do some formatting like changing font size, font type. And that I need to change to 10 so that it can be a bit small. Then I italicize, right? I think this is the visual level format. Then on the basic here, you can put a title there. In case I've turned off the category label, I could say here this one is what, total sales, right? That will be displayed on the top, but I don't need that, right? So maybe here on title, I'm not going to do anything. Then on divider, you can do this. Yeah, you can see that divider appeared on the top, right? That one is a divider, but I don't need that. I'll need the border for now. I'll go to the effects, background color. I don't need to change that, or else maybe for now let me just change background color to black. Then write something like that. Then on the visual level here, I'll go to the color. I'll change the font color to white so that it can be a bit visible. Then on the category label, I need to change that again. I change the font color from black to something like this so that it can be visible. This is what I have, right? This is what I have for now, right? Let me leave it like that. Then if I need to put another metric, what I will do is I'll also select that card, then format it like this, and until all my metrics are done. But then there's a faster way of doing that. I'll just go there, right? I'll say Control C or copy, right? Then I'll paste this. I'll paste it there, right? I'll take this one. I'll put it here. I'll put it here, right? So that I can try to demonstrate this, right? This is what I have. I'm showing sales there. Since this one is a one metric, a visual, you cannot drag that quantity into this. You cannot, because that one is just one. If you do this, then that other metric which was there will be removed, right? So here I need to show a total profit, right? I'll come here, I'll put profit, right? That one is our profit. Maybe I'll just go there, The format to be reserved, I will just remove the values, right? Then I'll remove that cells. I need to put our quantity. I need to put quantity, right? So this is what we have. If I need another metric, I'll have to drag it again, right? So you can see how cumbersome this thing is. So you have to do this repeatedly. But instead of using this type of a card, this basic card, right? It's now hidden again. Right, yeah, it's right here. Instead of using this card, you can make use of this new card, whereby you can drag all your metrics into that single card, and you can format in one go. And here, how you is how you can achieve it, right? So you click on that one, right? I have clicked on that. Um, I'll I'll try to adjust the size. Then let me take it a bit up, right? Then from there, I'm going to select the same matrix and maybe a few additional ones, right? Then on the value, I'll select total sales, right? Total sales is added then. On profit, profit is added there. Then I also select the quantity. Where's quantity? Total quantity. Total quantity is added there. I'll also select total customers. Then total transactions. Right, or else maybe let me just do this, right? This is what I have, right? You can see all those elements are added, and I can move this one to wherever I want, right? So this is what we have here. So we need to format this, right? So to format that one, what we do is you go here to the visual level format, then the general format, right? So we'll start from this visual level format. Here there is mount card layout, and that layout can be a table. It will be something like that, or the tiles. So I'm going to select that tiles. Then the number of columns. Here, if I limit this one to 3, it can only show the 3 items there, right? And in this case, I have 4, right? That is what I have. All the items will be shown. So it will determine the number of columns to appear on your new card, right? On the shape, what do we need on the shape? I need rounded corners, right? Maybe here on pixels, I'm going to put maybe 8 pixels, right? I think it's not that visible. Maybe let me try to put background color so that you can see. Maybe if we go down to the cards, I'll go there, I'll say I will need a rounded rectangular shape. Then on border radius, I'll put 5, right? Border, let's leave that. On background color, you can change this. Let me try to put black. Then you see that is what we have, which means if this is now black, we need to change the color, right, of our values. Let's go. Right, on call out values, go there on value, then select the font color. We need that, right, white. Then on label, we need to change that from this one to 20% white, right? We have something like that. Then from here, you go there. Let's leave all the items, right? I need to go to layout, right? Then on layout, this is what we have. You can align to the top, center, or to the right. Then here you can format show blank as you need to put those two dots. You can put those items. Then also here on position, this is what I wanted, right? On position, you can put that label on top, or you can put on bottom like this. That is on layout. Then we can also try to remove that background color. So you go there on general. Then under this one, we turn off the background color. We have something like this, right? This is what we have. It's becoming a bit beautiful, right? So that one is a card. So you can try to adjust this. Let me reduce the size. You have something like this, you can see it's automatically responding, right? So we can say this is what we have for now. At least this is what we have. Those are KPIs, right? So here, let me take these ones to the right, because we need to work with this, right? So we take those to the top. Maybe here, this is what we have, right? Maybe here you might say you need to put a label for your company, a label for the company name, right? And in this case, our company name is AdventureWorks. So what you do is you go there, you say insert, right? From insert, you say you need to put a label, right? So you say select a text box, right? Like this, right? That is our text box. Then here I'm going to type AdventureWorks report, right? Then from there, this is my AdventureWorks report. I will change the font type to Lucida Sans. Then on font size, I will change to right to this one. Let me reduce this to something like this. Is this changing? It seems it's not changing. I have highlighted that. Change to Lucida Sans. Then size to 14. Right. Right. AdventureWorks report. This is what I have. Then I will click on those dots. Don't remove, but then I will drag to the top. I have this. That is AdventureWorks report. Right. That is the AdventureWorks report. Then I'll do this, right? That is what I have for now. One down a bit. Then move this one to the right. Right. So to insert a logo, what you do is you insert it as a what? As an image. So you go to insert, then from insert you go to the image icon there, right? Add an image to your report. And it will give me this format your image thing. Then you go to the style under image. Then there is that option image. You say browse to add a file, right? You need to take me to the folder so that I can select my logo which I need to use. In this case, I will do this. Go to the logo. I'll open it, right? Then it's now added to my report. Let me try to adjust the size so that it can fit well. So this is my logo. Not so good, but yeah, this is the logo. So I'll take it to the top. Let me do this. Right. Right. This is my logo. Put it there. Then I'll try to align this one to the right. AdventureWorks report. So it's also good to make sure that the colors here that you put are complementing with the logo, so that you can align with the brand of the company. So here we are going to try by all possible means to make sure that in all our visualizations we will try to work with those colors, right? So here we have put this new card. So here I'm going to delete these old cards. I'm going to delete these old cards, right? We don't need this. We prefer this for now, right? These are the KPIs that we have. We have put our logo, we have put our label here, and this is what we have, right? Right. This is what we have here, our KPIs. Then from then, we can also add things like a, a bar chart, right? In the column chart. Here there's a stacked bar chart there, in which you can put some metrics on top of others, right? So I'm going to select that stacked bar chart, right? So I'll do this. I'll put it there. Or else let me select this. clustered bar chart instead of a stacked bar chart for now, right? Then I'll make it a bit big so that we can see. And on the fuse there, I'm going to select the product name. I need to show each product by revenue and by sales and profit, yeah, which is the revenue. So I'm going to select the product name, right? I've selected that product name is there. And then I'll go to the total sales for that product, right? You can see now, this is what I have. This is what I have, right? And you can drag, you can see the top, you can see the bottom, right? This is what I have. And you can try to you can try to format this so that it can look good. You can try to format this. So to format that, we'll go to the format your visual. Then here I'm going to select this. On the categories, I'm going to change the color to this shade of blue, right? Seems it's not changing. It's okay. Let me try to change another. Right. I'll go to more colors. Yeah. I'll select that. Then this is what I have. I will also go to this. Maybe if you want to show the data labels, you go to the data labels there. They are shown, right? The values they are shown in millions, and maybe you don't need those millions. On positions, you say outside end. Then on the value there, you can change, right? You don't need to show the display units. You need to show them as millions, right? You can change from those millions to maybe thousands, right? Something like this. This is making sense. But here it's cluttered. We can choose to disable that option. We don't need to show the value. We leave it like that, right? This is what we have. Then on the title there, you can change the title. If you go to general, then under title, we will change this total sales by what? By product name. I think that one is fine. We can change the font type to Lucida Sans so that we can be consistent. We need that one to maybe 10. Let's change it to 12. 10 maybe, right? This is what we have. We need that background color. I need to change. You can put that background color. We need should we put in green? Well, let's put in black. Right, the background color is that one, so that it can be consistent throughout. Then on text font color, right? On font color, that one is background. Then on font color, I will select white. Then I need to align this one to the center. It will be, if you align to the center, it will be something like this. Then to the right. Then here I'll leave it like that, right? That is the formatting. Then here you can also go to the divider. If you toggle that one on, it will put a divider, but I'm going to close that. But then on the spacing between the label and the value, right? I can reduce this, right? You can see that the graph is being pushed up. Then I also need to put maybe on the effects. Here I'm going to select the visual border, or just accept that default. I would leave it like this, right? Maybe I'll try to reduce this, and also maybe font size here. Let me reduce the call out value size to something like maybe 14. Exactly, it's good to work with, right? Then I reduce that size so that we can create a space for other visuals, right? This is what we have, right? But here we have many products. Maybe here I need to apply the filters so that I can show maybe the top 10 products by what? By sales, right? Total sales by product name. So here to apply that filters, you can say you go to the filters pane here. You expand that, right? Here we have said that we have three types of filters. We have the report level filters, we have the a page level filters, then we have the visual level filters. So this one is an example of a visual level filter that we need, right? So you have to put that filter. There is that basic filtering here, where you can select product names. Like if you select 1, 10, 100, and 101, only those selected products will be shown on your visual, right? Will be shown on your visual. All others will not be shown, right? So that is the basic. But here, there's also that advanced option where you can show items based on which items contains a specified value, which does not contain a specified value, which items are matched with a certain value, right? For example, here I can say show items when the value contains maybe 2, right? We'll be doing something like this. Only those products which contains 2, whose product names contains 2, are displayed on the graph, right? I'm going to clear here. Go on that icon, you clear, right? Here I need this other filtering option, right? That top n, where you have to specify the number of items, like you say top n products, right? So you can show bottom n or top n, but here I'll show top n, top 10 products, right? By what? Here, what do we have there? By sales, right? We need to show top 10 products by what? By sales. You check this here, you put it by value here, then you select what? Apply. You can see, right? You can see on our graph that only 10 products are what? Are displayed, but the top 10 products by what? By sales. So this is it, right? And then maybe you need to show another variable here instead of those cells. I can say I need to show the profit. You take the profit, you put it over there, right? Let me say I've selected the profit, right? We have something like this. It's looking good, right? You have something like that. Let me try to close this so that we can see. We have something like that, right? It's looking great. This is it, right? And that one is the clustered bar chart, right? And when you have created this, you can change from this one to any other graph that you want. For example, here we need to change this one to a clustered, to a stacked bar chart, right? You just click on the stacked bar chart and it will be changed, right? And the visualizations you can just change. You can go over there. You can see the formatting that you can do, right? You go there. Let's say you need to change the color on total sales. What is the color? You change from that to what? To perhaps something like this. But let me go back. I don't need that one. I press Ctrl C. Right. This is what we have. You can change this one to any visual that you want. You can put that one to a line chart if you want. Though here it's not making sense. You can put a table. You can show it as a table. Uh, maybe as a clustered column chart, something like that. As a 100% chart. Of course, it's not that appropriate here. Maybe as a column chart, something like that, right? But here I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave it like this, right? So we have demonstrated the card for showing the KPIs, the labels, how to insert the logo, and these are the pages here, right? Let's also try to add a page, to add a table maybe, right? This is our table here, and we need to show maybe the product details here on the table. And there are various formats that we can apply to the table here, right? So here I need to show the product name, right? Then for each product I need to see the total orders made, the total customers for that product. I will select that, the total quantity, the total transactions, the total sales, right? And maybe profit. I will end it there, right? Let me push this one to the right. Let me also push this one. Right. We have something like this, right? Let me try to move this one to the right? Then I will go there. I will try to format the table on general. I need to select the visual border, right? Then on the table here, it's something very interesting, right? Then on the style presets, I need to go there. There are a number of presets that you can set. For example, that minimal to show like that. Then on the bold header, to show something like that. Then on alternating rows, to show something like that. Then on bold header, that is what I'm going to select, right? On grid, you can go there. You can set the vertical and the horizontal lines. I'll put the grid lines, right? Vertical grid lines. Let me try to increase the width so that you can see, right? Our table will be shown as a grid like that. Of course, I've added quite a number of fields, so I'm going to remove some so that we can see. We remove total orders and maybe total transactions. We have something like this, and then let me try to we go there. You drag this, right? Drag this, and this is our table. So you can go there. You can even go to the values. You change the font size. I need to change from this one to maybe 11 to 11, right? This is what I have, right? My table is looking good, and if you don't need those totals, go toggle this off, right? So that you don't show the totals, right? So this is a table. So basically, these are the formatting that you can perform on a table, right? And besides this, you can go there. The number of options, right? For example, here on profit, I could select that profit again here. I can put it here, right? Then I need to see that one is a profit as a figure, but I need to select that one as a percentage of the total. So you go there, you will say, okay, I need to show them as percentage of what? Grand total, right? It will be shown like this, right? If you go there, right, and filter, you can see that this one is contributing highest, right? Highest profit product 28 is having almost 3%, is contributing 3% to what? To the total profit of this business. So you can do that for all these other variables, right? So here also what you can do is you can do things like let me do for the let me also remove the quantity, right? I'll be left with this for better control. Let me try to adjust this, right? This is what I have, right? Then here you can also do things like conditional formatting. So to configure conditional formatting, we are going to configure that conditional formatting on cells, right? So you go to that arrow down, right? Then here you set conditional formatting, and you can set background color, data bars, icons, etc. Here, if you select data bars, you will see something like this. Then from here, I don't need that color. I need something like this, right? Then I'll select OK, right? Those are the data bars that we have added, right? Those are the data bars, and the highest values will be having a bigger bar, and the smallest values will be having what? A smaller bar. And that is what we have, something like this, right? And you can also do things like let me try to remove that. And to remove conditional formatting, you go on that one again, you say remove conditional formatting, then you select the type that you want to remove. Background color or a font color, but here I'm going to configure font color, right? So if you need that, you go on conditional formatting, you select font color, then here we are going to select the rule based style. Then here we are going to configure our rule, right? If the value is, we need to say the font color is red for any value which is above what? 200,000 cells, okay? Then here we select from percent, we don't need percent, those are numbers, right? Then here we say 200 less or equal to, we remove that zero, we put what? Max, right? Then if this condition is satisfied, then the color should be this color, right? Then we select OK. Let's see, right? Let's see here, Right. I think you can see that, right? That any if the condition is satisfied and the font color has been applied depending on that one. So you can do many things here, right? You can also set sparklines here. Let's say we need to set sparklines on total sales, right? This is what we have. You go there on the drop down, you say add sparkline, right? Then I will say total sales, right? Total sales by what? We need to say total sales by the order date. Okay, I hope this one is going to work. Total sales by order date. I think it takes a bit of time, right? You can see this now, right? Let me try to put this focus mode, right? This is what we have, and you can see those small trends here, which are the what? Which are the sparklines that we have added in Power BI, right? So that is it on the table. Um, Let me move to another. Right. Let me move to another visual. Let me try to reduce the size of this. Right. I put something like this. Right. Let me say maybe we need to show. Do we have the customer? What else can we show you? Add that line chart, right? We are going to add that line chart so that we can show the probably the sales by month, so that we can show the sales by month. Okay, this one. I also have to reduce the size so as to create space. I'll go on value. Now reduce this one to 12, right? Then I'll also go on label. I'll reduce this one to 10. Yeah, we can work with this, right? Then here, right, I'm going to add my fields. Then here we have added our date table, right? So I'm going to try to select that date table that we have created. We have created this dim date, right? And I'm going to select this hierarchy. Then we select from all cells we need to show the total cells, right? We need to show total cells. And then from total cells we also need to show maybe quantity as a secondary axis. Let me try to add this one here, right? Let me add this one here, something like this, right? So now we are seeing total sales and the total profit, right? Total sales and total profit, right? So here let me go to the format of visual, then under general, on effects I need to put the visual border, right? I'm going to accept those defaults. Then I will also try to format this title. I need to change the font. We put Lucida Sans. Then here I'll select 12. On background on text color, I'll put white. Background color, I'll put black. You have something like this. It's matching our style. Then here, right, we have added that hierarchy instead. So you can see that we can drill up and down, like what we were saying. We said here you can go to the next level, right? We have here, you can see the month level. Those are the trends that we have, but we don't need to go to the date level. So to do that, what you just need to do is to go here on the hierarchy, you remove that date, so that you can maybe navigate up to month, right? Then here you can drill up, go to the year, Then here you can drill down, right? You go to this one. You see the trends. Those are the things, and you can change from here, from that line chart to probably something like an area chart, something like this, so that you can see, okay, this is what I have. Okay, so that is how our sales and profit have been changing uh, over time from 2021 up to 2022, right? That is the line chart, right? So here I'm going to add another page of this. Let me try to move this one. To delete, just go on that X, then you select delete, like what I did. Then to add another page, you just select that plus icon, right? Here I'm going to select forecast, right? Here, you can also do some forecasting, right? Since I'm already on a line chart, let me just make use of that. You can do a bit of forecasting, right? So to do forecasting, what you do is you select that line chart, right? This is the line chart that we have, right? So you select that. Here we are going to select the date, right? The date table. We select the date, the raw date, right? Then we need to forecast. What do we need to forecast? We need to forecast our sales, right? Then here you can see this is the graph for what? Sales by what? Sales by date, right? That is our graph for sales by date. So here you can see something like this. So to set a forecast, what you need to do, you need to go to that add faith analysis, right? When you do this, you can see that forecast here, right? And you can do a number of things. You can do the anomaly detection, where you can detect the anomalies. You can put an average line. You can put a y constant line, right? Something like this. You go there, you add a line. You can see, right? You can see which values have gone above that constant line, right? Then you can, from there, you can add the maximum line. You add that line, which is at the maximum. Then from then you can do things like the average line. You add that average line. What is the average? You can see here, right? That is the average line, and then you can format that. You can format that line. I don't need that. I need to put this, right? Something like this, right? And you can see all the points which are appearing above the average line. And from there, you can do things like you can change the line style from that dashed to the dotted, from the dotted to the solid, something like that, right? Yeah, I'm going to leave it as dotted, right? Then you can shade in area. Which area do we need to shade? We have shaded that area, right? Which is below the average line, something like this, right? You can do that, but here let me close this, right? Then we have said we need to configure a forecast here. We need to configure our forecast. So to configure our forecast, what you do is you go there, you select this, right? You select this forecast here, you turn it on, right? You can see there is a shade at the end there, right? And when you expand this, you need to say we need to forecast 10. We configure the forecast length, right? Here, let's say we need to forecast for the next 5 months. You select 5 there. Then here on the units, you need to say maybe 5 months, right? Then on confidence level there, the higher the confidence, the less the accuracy or the precision. And the lower the confidence, the higher the what? The higher the precision, right? As indicated by the vertical distance between the upper boundary and the lower bound, because this forecast now will be having the forecast value and what is the maximum value that we can get to and what is the minimum value that we can get to, right? So here If we are at 99%, right? If I do that, um, what else have I missed here? Let me put 5. At 95 to 99, right? Let me change this one to maybe 75. At first, right? I select apply, right? That is the value. You can see that at least that distance, right, from the top to the from the upper bound to the lower bound is changing. Let me change this one to 99, right? Then I select apply. You can see now that vertical distance is increased. So the upper bound minus lower bound is the precision. So the precision is affected by the level of confidence. If you need high precision, then you have to set the confidence level at what? At the lowest value, something like this, right? So that is the forecast. So we can say that our data here is ending around March 2022, but our data here, you can see that is going even up to, that is March, right? Let me try to change not the points, but we need months. Then you select apply, right? So you can see now it's clear. So if I change that, I think it's now visible. I select apply. You can see the vertical distance have increased, right? So which means there's now a larger gap between the upper bound and the lower bound, which is the greatest what? Precision. And if I reduce this to 75, I select apply, that gap will be reduced, which means we now have a better precision, right? And our data is ending around around the third month, which is March, and here we are forecasting up to the what? Up to the next year, because we have added 10 months later. Let's try to reduce this one maybe to the next 3 months. Then we see, right? You have something like this. It's now showing up to the next 3 months: March, April, May, June. So this is what we have on forecasting, right? So you can use Power BI for forecasting, right? Let me try to change this one. Maybe let me just make it fill the entire page. Then I'll go on the title. I'll try to format this. Let me put this background color. I put black. Text color. I put white. Right. Right. This is what we have. That is the forecast. Right. That is the forecast. Then from there, you can add things like a pie chart. You can add things like a tree map. You can add things like slicers, etc. So here, let me just demonstrate the line and stacked column chart, right? So there you can show some variables as columns, right? And some variables is as lines on the same chart. For example, you can just come here. You say I need to show the product name, right? I have selected the product name. Then I need to show uh, the quantity, right? It's columns, something like that, right? Then I need to see the profit is a line. You just do this. It will be shown as this, right? And maybe I need to change that color. To change the color, you go to the lines, right? Then color, you change that color. I need to put something like this. It's worse. Yeah, better. Maybe let me also change the color of the columns. I need to put something like green. right? Yeah, we can work with this, right? That is the line and stacked column chart, right? And you can change from that to even a line and clustered what column chart, something like this, right? Something like this. I think also let me reduce this so that we can see the other visual. Let me put some borders here. I'm not going to do extensive formatting since I just need to demonstrate how to do this, right? Then here I'm going to do this, that tree map, right? The tree map I'll edit there, right? Then the tree map, here I need to show the, maybe let me change. I don't know. I don't need to show the location. The products I need to show maybe the locations, right? On location, I will select location name. Where is location name? Location name, right? I will select that name, right? I need to show location name by profit. I need to see which are the top 5 profitable locations, right? I will select profit there, right? You can see here it's cluttered. I need to show top 5 locations. So what I'll do, I'll expand it there, then I'll put top N, right? Then from basic filtering, I select top N, then there I'll put top 5. I don't need to put top 10, I need to put top 5. Products by what? By profit. I do this and I select apply. Right? You can see. Right? Can you see that? Right? So the size of each rectangle is corresponding to the amount of what? To the amount of profit for each. So you can see the bigger the rectangle, the bigger the what? The value. You can see the size of this is 315, then the size of this is what? Is it 277 something. So this one is bigger than this. And you can even change the colors. Yeah, you can change. You say, I don't need that yellow. Then you go to the format your visual. Then on colors, you go there. I don't need this yellow. I need this, right? Then you say, I don't need this color. Yeah, you go here. Change this one probably to what? To blue. Then you say maybe this color. I need to align to what? To our log. We put something like this, right? Then there you can format. Go there, you put this visual border. Then on the title, let's just do what's proper, right? Then you put a font size 12 here, and what else? We need to select the background color. We need to put black, but text color we need to set white. So this is what we have, right? So this is a tree map. This is a tree map. What we have just created here is called a tree map, right? So the size of those rectangles show the the bigger the size of the rectangle, the bigger the value. Also, right? You need to say, okay, I need to show the data labels, but those values I need them to be maybe size 15. I go there, right? They are now size 15. Then on the category labels, you need those ones to be a bit maybe size 12, right? If something like this is now visible. We have this, right? That one is a tree map. That one is a tree map. And then on these items now, let's say you need to put slicers. Let me demonstrate how slicers work, right? You go there, select what? A slicer. I need to put it on the top. I'm going to do this for demonstration purposes, right? Right. So let's say you need to slice by year, and you need to you need to sort maybe, or to see only for what, for a particular year. You go there, you do this, right? Then let's try to format this. I say I don't need this between style. I can say vertical list, right? You put something like this, right? You can even change from that vertical list something like drop down, right? Or you can go there, you do the drop down, but let me leave it as a vertical list. From the vertical list, you can put it as a tile. You have something like that, which is like in the form of buttons, but I need a vertical list, right? So I'll go there, I'll go under general, then on the effects, I need to put a visual border, right? So these are the slicers. So what slicers do is they work with the measures that you have set, right? If you go there, only data for 2020 will be shown, right? I think you can see from the visual that as you are clicking there, what the values are changing. The values are what? Are changing. You can go there, what? You clear the selections, right? So these are the slicers. You can even slice by customer name, right? You can do this. You select customer name, then you select the slicer there, right? Then here maybe we don't need to put it like that. It's a vertical list. I need to show it as a drop down. I go there, I'll put this, right? Drop down. Then here I need to show the visual border, right? Something like that, right? Then you can also set the background color. I need background color black. Well, let me go to this. You need to set the values background color to black, right? To black, that one. Then the font color to white. You have something like that, right? Then when you do this, you can see that, and you can show the details for only what selected what customers. And if you click Control on your keyboard, you can select multiple items like this. But here I'm going to leave it like that, right? And from here, let's say you also need to add a button that can clear all these filters. What you do is you go to the insert button, right? On the insert button, you select the the add buttons, right? Here I'll say the clear all slicers button, right? I'll select that, it's here, right? I'll put it right here, and when I've put it right here, I'll go to the action. Then the action is clear all slicers, right? It can be a bookmark, drill through, page navigation, etc. But here I need to do this, right? Let's say I've selected 2020 here. I need to see the sales for 2020, but for Aaron Cruz, right? It will show something like this, right? Then to clear these selections, instead of going there, I do the unselect. I can just click this Control, clear all slicers, right? Clicking Control on my keyboard, then I clear all slicers. Then all the selections here will be what? Will be cleared. So it will work like an application. So it will work like an application, right? So yeah, this is it for the visualizations. I think we will continue. We will have part 2 of the visualizations, because I'm going to demonstrate things like bookmarks, drill through pages. Then from there, we will demonstrate how to publish this one to Power BI service. But otherwise, this is it for today. So yeah, make sure that you practice, and if you encounter any challenge, just reach out to my inbox so that we can solve any issue you might have. And remember to save your progress, because we are not going to repeat this, but we are going to proceed from here tomorrow.